Good afternoon, folks. Thanks very much for tuning in to CastingWatcher.com. Today is Monday, 27th of May. I'm going to see how things are shaping up for the UK in terms of June, July, and also August. See how things are shaping up across the UK. Some of my latest thoughts, and also I did a video. This is not a summer forecast. The official summer forecast will be issued on Wednesday, 29th of May. So coming up this Wednesday is the official June 23rd official forecast for the UK over the summer period. See how things are shaping up then. But this is merely a latest thoughts and also a guidance video where things may be going across the UK. We're looking at most seasonal, see what they're all saying, and giving an idea as to things may be going in lead up and build up, if you like, towards the official summer forecast, which will be issued on this Wednesday. So the first model we're looking at today is the Met Office model, and it's the ensemble mean, and it's for June, July, and also August, and it's issued this month, and it's for 500 millibar, 500 HPI, which is a jet stream area of the UK, very important in determining areas of low pressure and also areas of high pressure. A big blocking area of high pressure to the north of the country here, a big blocking area of high pressure towards the north of the country, and to the south we've got this area of low pressure, so jet stream running through to the south of the country into Europe, bringing in more settled conditions through southern and central parts of Europe here. Cooler, often showery too, there's unsettled conditions here. High pressure to the north of the country, so not a fantastic signal here from the Met Office model for the month of fall summer. Also unsettled to the south, and better conditions always to the north and also to the northeast of the country with an easterly, not necessarily an awful month by no means, but particularly not a very nice month, especially across southern parts of the country. Best weather always out to the north and also to the northeast of the country. So this is ensemble mean anomaly forecast for June, July, and also August, and this is for precipitation from the same Met Office model, and the same principle. The dry conditions are indicated by the oranges, and the wetter conditions are indicated by the greens and also the blues. Interesting for on this because we've got an area of high pressure to the north of the country, blocking area of high pressure here, and it's often cool, dry conditions and better conditions to the northwest of the country. And quite interestingly, greener closer towards Europe, so this is indicating that southerly tracking jet stream with better conditions out to the north and also northwest of the country. Southerly tracking jet stream areas of low pressure, cooler conditions and wetter conditions to the south and often to the southeast of the country. So that was the Met Office model. Not a particularly fantastic forecast. You're looking for warm weather in the south, better towards the north. So yes, that was the Met Office model. Now looking to see how things shaping up in terms of the CFS model for the months of June, July, and also August. First of all, we're going to look through the months of June, July, and also August, so month by month forecast, and then we're going to back-to-back months, and then we're going to see how things shaping up for the summer as a whole across the British Isles, and also looking at pressure patterns across North Atlantic and Europe, and see how they relate to the conditions across the UK. So first of all, this is the forecast for June. This is for 700 millibar height anomalies, and again, shaded are the the high pressure is red, and shaded are the low pressure is blue. So area of high pressure is north of the country, sitting over and to north of the country, bringing better, warmer conditions to the north, and this area trough to the south here, bringing south conditions to the south of the country. So north-south split indicated by the CFS version 2 forecast. The north seeing the best of the weather, and the south seeing the worst of the weather, with cooler conditions to the south of the UK through the June period. So that was June. What about July? Well, an area of blocking out high pressures out south of the country, stretching up from the Azores across the country, is probably bringing the settled weather to the south of the country, and the jet stream tracking just to the north of the country. So the indication from the CFS version 2 is that high pressure starts to retreat back to the southwest, if it was correct in its predictions, with western and southwestern parts of the country in the best of the weather, with cooler conditions always to the far north and the far south and east of the country. So this is the forecast for August. There's been a lot of support from the models now for August. We'll see a breakdown of conditions. This is exactly what the CFS version 2 is saying. Look at the lines here coming from the eastern seaboard of the US and then stretching through the UK, bringing these more settled conditions, often cooler and wetter, especially across southern and western parts of the country, blocking out high pressure out to the northeast of the country, bringing in the best of the weather to the north and east of the country, often cool and showery across these western and southwestern quadrants of the UK. So that was the Brazilian model, that was the Met Office model, and that was the CFS model. What is the what is the Russian Meteorological Climate Center saying for the months of June, July, and August? Well, this is actually for the whole summer. This is for June, July, and also August as a whole, and it's got a big blocking area of high pressure to the north of the country, area of high pressure here, and cooler conditions out to the south and southeast of the country, often showery in these areas, and better out to the north and also northwest of the country. So building that idea from the Russian model of high pressure to the north of the country and low pressure dominant across the central and southeastern parts of the country, cooler and showery in these areas. And this is CFS version 2 prediction at 700 millibar for the whole of the summer, so June, July, and also August. And this is again the same idea at 700 millibar anomalies of reds and the origins to get high pressure and the blues indicate low pressure. Not an awful lot going on across the British Isles here, but there is indication perhaps of a westerly flow and high pressure dominant across the north of the country and also to the south of the country. So probably building this idea of perhaps high pressure starting to come back into the north and also south of the country. Difficult prediction here, but it's probably going for a slightly cool and average summer across the UK. But always the best of the weather is perhaps these western parts of the UK and perhaps southwestern parts of the UK, and it's going for a June and also a northwest southeast split, and then for July high pressure to the southwest of the UK, dry in the southeast, west to the northwest, milder as well, and then in August it's seeing a breakdown across the UK. The ridge collapses and blocking starts to come dominant to the northeast of the country with more settled conditions coming in towards the country. Last but not least, the Beijing Climate Centre model. The Beijing Climate Centre model, this is going again for June, July, and also August. The interesting thing here is a big blocking area of high pressure out to the north. This precipitation, by the way. Dry conditions out to the north indicating a big area of high pressure, and these wetter conditions stretching up from the Azores through into western parts of Europe and through the UK. So western across the country, if the Beijing Climate Centre was correct. And again, not particularly promising signs from the Beijing Climate Centre. Cooler and west to the south of the country, and also dry and warmer to the north of the country. A big blocking area of high pressure to lead to an awful summer across the UK. Looking at the Beijing Climate Centre chart, remember this is the same model we just looked at. This is for 500 millibar, sorry, height anomalies across the northern hemisphere of the UK. The British Isles is just sitting in under there, and Greenland's there, look, and also Spain is there, look, Northern Africa's there, look, and many parts of countries in the southern conditions in the area of low pressure, and high pressure out to the northwest of the country, indicating that we'll probably see cooler conditions, showery, and often cool across the UK with an area of low pressure blocking out the better conditions, so often cool and also showery if the Beijing Climate Centre was correct with an area of low pressure. Not particularly promising signs from the Beijing Climate Centre if it was correct in its forecast. So thanks very much for watching. This is a summer thoughts latest video. It wasn't a forecast, it was latest thoughts video to see how things may be shaping up as you head through towards the summer season. I'll be issuing the final summer forecast from castingsweatherwatcher.com on this seasonal forecast video page on the 29th of May, so come back for that one on this Wednesday. Thanks very much for watching again. A very interesting forecast there. I'll be putting in much more to the forecast, many more models, many more climate processes, so come back for that one. That's going to be a very interesting final forecast. This is merely our latest updates video on where things are going to be going across the UK, and it looks as though June probably seeing northern blocking across many parts of the country, and probably dry to the north, cooler wetter to the south, but not necessarily all the time. I think we'll see more incursions of westerly winds as well, and then through towards July, indication of high pressure starting to build up to the south and also southwest of the country. So I think into July it's a case of high pressure across south and west, with fronts toppling over to the north of the area of high pressure across many parts of the country. So perhaps a milder month on through July, and better conditions always to the south and the southwest of the country. And then through towards August, well, there is a hint that we'll see more westerly flows through the country, so Atlantic dominated, cool, showery often as you go through towards the August period. A lot of discrepancy with the models that go through towards summer, so it's very uncertain. So do tune back to the forecast. It looks as though we see a slightly cooler than average winds. I think again, like we're seeing through the spring, the frequency of easterly winds will be higher than normal, and we'll probably see more of a frequency of easterly winds through the country. So thanks very much for watching. Come back on Tuesday, the 28th of May, which will be tomorrow. We're looking at the forecast for autumn. See how things, see the models still shaping up for autumn very early. So thanks very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the latest forecast video. Don't forget to come back on Wednesday. We'll be having the final look and see how things will be shaping up across the UK for summer.